Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing longer leasing or long-term leasing here in Thailand with regard to Thai property, Thai real estate land specifically. For those who are unaware, there are specific restrictions on foreigners being able to own land in Thailand, and it's pretty well codified in Thailand's law that land ownership is pretty much exclusively restricted to Thai nationals. Now, there are very small exceptions to this. As we've noted in other videos, there are exceptions that have only been exercised like 8 times in the last 20-odd years, resulting from some changes that came about to the law in the aftermath of the 1997 financial crisis and the IMF rules that were imposed on Thailand thereafter. So long story short, land ownership is restricted pretty much to Thais, for anybody who isn't aware. Now that said, there's been sort of, it's almost controversial politically at this point regarding proposed legislation to allow foreigners to own, and it seems to be 1 rai of land, and it's got to be a purchase over $1 million, so 40 million baht worth, in value. And they're talking about allowing foreign land ownership. Although it was talked about as kind of a foregone conclusion, it clearly isn't. It's still being debated within the parliament, and they've still got to deal with this at a government level. I'm not sure where this is going to end up. I've made my position known on this. As I've said before, I'm somewhere between ambivalent and against, and I don't really love this in its current incarnation. I think it, just full disclosure, I think it ultimately could do more disservice than service to Thailand's interest, this proposal. That said, back to the issue of long-term leasing. Thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Bangkok Post, bangkokpost.com. Article is titled "An Age-Old Dilemma," and I urge those who are watching this video, go check out that article for yourself. She, and in this case they're referring to Aliwasa Nathabut, chairwoman of Property Consultant CBRE Thailand. So, quote, she said an alternative is to allow longer land lease terms of up to 50 or 70 years in common with many neighboring countries. This might be a more palatable solution than allowing freehold ownership of land. Yeah, I've said this for quite some time. I thought we were going to get 50-year leases. They were talking about that a couple of years ago, and it seemed pretty serious about it. I think 50-year leases would be much more in line with Thailand's national interest, or 70 years even. Leasing, I think, would be much more in line with Thailand's national interests, and I also think it would give foreign nationals here much more certainty with respect to their interest in Thai property. Whereas, what they've been talking about, this land use, this foreign land ownership possible bill and the amendment, what it would look like, and it's been very vague. It's been very opaque. But what's clear is that it's not going to go on forever. It's going to be very limited in terms of geographically where it can be. Whereas I think a leasing structure, the Civil and Commercial Code, the jurisprudence on leasing has been around decades, if not centuries, here in Thailand. And that jurisprudence is much more fleshed out compared to just coming up with something on the fly that kind of radically changes overall policy here in Thailand regarding land ownership. I think probably leasing is something to look at, not only from the government standpoint, wanting to maintain the best interests of Thailand, but also, frankly, from the foreigner's standpoint, because I think it provides a far greater degree of certainty than all these kind of plans and schemes that everybody's been bandying about here the past few weeks.